to be a sweeper in Vrindavan is such a blessing. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji saw some sweet little Brijavasi people sweeping. And as they were sweeping, they were covered with the dust that they were sweeping. And he said, these are the most fortunate people in all of creation. You are wealthy. Every particle of that dust is chintamani, it's priceless. And you are covered with the dust. And one time a person bowed down, did his dandavats to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji and started taking the dust off him. And Gaur Kishore Das Babaji said, what are you doing? Do you know it has taken you millions of births to have the opportunity to be touched by that dust, and you're so recklessly just wiping it off you? This is appreciation. Shyamananda. Earlier in his life, his guru, Hriday Chaitanya from Ambika Kauna in Bengal, gave him the name Dukhi Krishna. And he was a great scholar. He came to live in Vrindavan about 450 years ago. His guru was Hriday Chaitanya. But his Shiksha guru was Jiva Goswami. He was studying at the Radha Damodar temple, and his classmates were Srinivasacharya and Narottam Das Thakur. Shyamananda Goswami was such a pure, enlightened acharya. Later on, he was to have tens and thousands of followers. He was a great scholar of the Vedanta and the scriptures. He was perfect in every way. But every day, for many hours, his seva was just to be on his hands and knees with one of those little Brijavasi brooms. There's no handles. They just take some straw, you have seen, and just wrap something around the top and get on their knees and sweep. And in those days, there was no pavement. He would be sweeping Nidhuban. That whole area, Sevakun, it was just dusty paths. He'd be sweeping. On his knees, sweeping. You see, there's Jnana and there's Vigyan. We can study scriptures. We could memorize slokas, we could memorize philosophy, we could be trained to defeat all opposition to what we believe. But none of that indicates any realization. Vigyan. Realization of the knowledge we learn comes through the humility of our service. One of the greatest, most worshipable acharyas to this day was teaching us how to appreciate Vrindavan with such love, with such gratitude. He would sweep the pathways practically all day, every day. And because he was so grateful to be doing this seva in this holy place, feeling himself so undeserving, that Krishna reciprocated. One day when he was sweeping, he found a beautiful, what is it, a bangle? Ankle bell, ankle bracelet. He found a beautiful little ankle bracelet. And when he saw it, something happened in his heart where he understood this is very special. Srimati Radha Rani, she was performing her Leela dancing with Krishna. And just for Shyamananda, it fell off. And Lalita Saki, Sri Radha's original expansion and closest friend, she disguised herself and went to Shyamananda and said, "Did you see an ankle bracelet here? I'm looking for it. My dear friend has lost it." And Shyamananda said, "I will only give it to your friend." So she said, "Come with me." And there's Prakata and Aprakrata. Prakata, Aprakata, Vrindavan. There's the manifest and the unmanifest. In the unmanifest, it's the Leela of the Lord that is beyond our material vision. That is the inner substance of Vrindavan, the reality. Lalita Saki brought Shamduki Krishna into the inner realm of the Aprakata Vrindavan. And Duki Krishna realized that now he had the form of a gopi, and his name was Kanaka Manjari. And Lalita Saki brought this little gopi to Srimati Radharani. And he presented the ankle bracelet to Radha. And Sri Radha took that ankle bracelet and pushed it on his forehead and made a tilak, a very special tilak, and gave him the name Shama Nanda, which means one who gives great pleasure to Sri Radha, whose name is Shama. And also gave her a deity of Krishna named Shamsundar. And if you go to the Radha Shamsundar temple, you'll see the original smaller deity of Shamsundar that was given by Sri Radharani to Shamananda Goswami. And then he came back into his form again as Shama, as in this world. And now his name was Shamananda, and he had this tilak on. And he continued sweeping the dusty pathways of Vrindavan. The rest of the story is very, very beautiful. But what we want to understand from what we have just spoken, because he valued, he appreciated, he was so humble and grateful for the opportunity to sweep the pathways of Vrindavan. He received that darshan. He accessed that grace. We cannot imitate him. But in whatever we're doing, there is no service that's great or small. Any devotional service to the Lord.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.